What's up, everybody? This is Whisky in the Six. I'm Rob. Doing the Glendronach 18-year-old Allardice. This is bottled in 2019, which, according to this chart, makes this 24 years old. So what happened was Glendronach closed down for 6 years. They were bought out. Those casks were then divided. The 12, the 15, the 18, and the 21, they basically put them in sections and said, these are going to be used for those various expressions. Now, they knew that they'd run into a problem eventually where they wouldn't have the 18-year-old whiskey to bottle for the Allardice. So what they decided to do is use older whiskey, and by doing that they would up their brand, make their brand that much better using older whiskey. So this is 24 years old now, and it is excellent stuff. A lot of people complain that it is lighter, and it is a bit lighter. My theory for that is what they did as the years progressed, they used less first fill, more refill. So this would be the biggest portion of refill in the Glendronach Allardice 18-year-old series, but that doesn't mean this is bad whiskey. In fact, I think this is one of the best ones. It's definitely older on the nose, on the palate, and I'm going to explain why in just a sec. So really nice vineyard type grape notes. You get the soils, the vines, the leaves, the grapes themselves, the sweetness from the grapes themselves. And it's weird that I get all that, but that's really what it brings me back to. A lot of Italians that even live in Canada have grapes growing in their backyard, and they kind of fill the entire backyard, and it fills the backyard with this smell of fresh vines and leaves and grapes and all that stuff. A lot of them get squished under people's feet as they fall off the branch. So nosing this glass actually brings me back to those moments spending time in Italian backyards. There's a nice sweetness to it as well. And on the back end you get a bit of like a chocolate note with some cinnamon as well. You can tell this is older stuff. There's very, very little bite on the nose. But there's a lot going on. Maybe a little like fig type note. On the palate. Sweetness up front. That vine style sweetness slash green note is there. And it's actually really nice. And then it tapers off into a chocolate and maybe even some cinnamon. Actually, probably heavier towards the cinnamon, less towards the chocolate. Really nice. As you can tell, my friends and I have gone through this bottle a little too quickly. That's why I bumped some things to get this review done a little sooner. Cinnamon is actually pretty dominant on the finish here, and the finish is quite nice and it lasts quite a long time. You actually get that kind of tingliness that you would get from cinnamon as it lingers, so that's pretty cool as well. Now, people ask me whether or not I like this better than the 2017 that I reviewed, and I do actually. I think this is definitely clearly older in my opinion, less of a sherry bomb, more of a balanced sherried whiskey, and that's kind of what I'm looking for these days. You could tell that this is 24 years old. The age is quite apparent when tasting and nosing this. Really nice stuff. Like I said, this is a re-review, and I don't remember exactly what I gave the old Glendronach Allardice, but I know I gave it a good mark. I was originally thinking I was going to give this a 92, then it went down probably to about an 89, 90. I'm going to go with a 91 on this. The last 3 drams I've had out of this just blew me away. It's getting better and better. I think the first portion went a little too quickly because of all the sharing of this whiskey and stuff like that, but I've had a chance to take some time with the last few drams, and it's awesome stuff. I really, really like this stuff. 91 for sure. I would even go as high as a 92, but for the sake of the review, I'm going to go 91. Really good stuff. Honestly, if you have an opportunity to get to 2019, I highly recommend you do, because we don't know exactly what's going to happen with the Allardice moving forward. They rebranded the 15 Revival, making it a Oloroso and PX cask whiskey. I hope they don't do that with the Allardice as well, because it's the only one in the immediate core range, 12, 15, 18, and 21, that's Oloroso only. The other three are all PX and Oloroso now. So this would be nice to stay as Oloroso, but who knows? We'll find out very shortly, actually. Really good stuff. Like I said, 91. This bottle was gifted to me by my friend Richard from Hawaii. Great guy. He's supported this channel for a very long time, given other bottles, Patreon support, and Super Chat support. Great guy. Like I said, thank you very much, Richard. I really appreciate it. Honestly, I really like this whiskey, and I'm glad I had an opportunity to taste it. And I'm lucky I got to, thanks to you. So cheers. Alright guys, that's it for me. You guys can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can support this channel on Patreon. You can buy Whiskey in the Six merch on theswaglife.com. Cheers.